Have you ever felt like your videos just may not be connecting with your audience like you had hoped? The answer to your problem might just be storytelling. But don't worry, storytelling isn't just some abstract concept. It's actually the process of taking ordinary concepts, basic things, and turning it into an engaging and captivating video. We all love storytelling. This is the stuff that movies and books are made of. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, why do I love stories so much? When it comes to YouTube videos, stories are like giving the viewer a guide through the dark woods. And you're providing them an exact path and an expectation of exactly where you're going to lead them, and they know they're going to get a payoff. Storytelling has a way of grabbing our attention, particularly when it's dramatic and direct. By injecting basic storytelling elements into your YouTube videos, things like a clear journey, a conflict, and then a very clear resolution, you're able to grab a hold of your viewers and they become invested in you. So when creating a YouTube video for your business, think of a clear story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. The right storytelling approach will give your viewers that aha moment where they really want to know how it turned out in the end, so they'll keep watching throughout the entire video. By the end of this video, I will share with you 5 powerful storytelling techniques that will hook your viewers and keep them watching till the very end. Whether you're teaching something new or just evoking strong emotions, these powerful storytelling techniques will make your content more engaging and absolutely increase your video performance. Technique number 1, life before and after. This is a perfect technique to use for educational content for your business. The technique here is all about you sharing a personal anecdote, a personal story about how you started where the viewer is likely at now, and how you were able to show them the transformation to become what the viewer wishes they could become in the future. This builds trust and empathy because now the viewer is able to see your journey from the meager beginnings to your very impressive ends. And it also makes them believe there's a chance they could do it too. So we have 6 steps for this particular technique. Step number 1, describe your life before the transformation. Step number 2, reference what was at stake. You need to tell the viewer, if you didn't get this figured out, what the pain point was going to be. Number 3, highlight a relatable obstacle. What was holding you back? Number 4, explain how you overcame this obstacle. Number 5, share the moment of transformation. And then finally, number 6, describe life for you after the change. Now, none of this makes sense unless I give you an example to go off of. So here, I'm going to use the example of how I improved my video editing skills. This would be the video. A year ago, I struggled with very basic video editing. Every time I tried to add a new cool transition or add a new technique, it just came out looking clunky. In fact, it also added way too many hours to my project. I knew if I didn't improve, I wasn't going to be able to keep up with these content creators that I very much admired. One day, I came across a very specific tutorial about color grading. This was something I'd continued to put off. The moment I mastered it though, everything clicked for me. The things that seemed to be a challenge that took me forever, now all of a sudden I was able to create videos in much less time and they actually looked good. Today, I'm going to show you how you can achieve the same transformation. Now I want you to notice, why did that particular technique work? It worked because I established the before and the after, but I also talked about the struggle and how I couldn't seem to get past it. This type of technique works because the audience can relate to this struggle and they can believe in themselves because you believed in you. Technique number 2, creating frameworks. This technique is very simple. You're just structuring your content into a framework or a list that simplifies the content and makes it much easier for your audience. This approach organizes your information, it reassures the viewer, and it keeps them oriented moving forward. So what are the steps here? Well, number 1, you're going to create your list or your framework. And then as you transition from one point to your next point, make sure you create little mini payoffs along the way. Give them a little bite of the candy to let them know, hey, here's a big point. But remember, if you learn lesson 1, but you don't learn lesson 2, none of it will piece together. Notice how when you tie these together, you keep the viewer watching. Number 2, introduce the system that you're talking about in your hook at the very beginning of the video to provide clarity and context for the viewer. So let's use an example here, okay? So this video example is going to be the 5-step system for better video storytelling. When I started creating videos, my content was all over the place. Then I found a system that keeps everything structured, and I'm going to share it with you today. It's called the 5-step story arc. Hook, setup, conflict, resolution, and reflection. If you follow this framework, your viewers will be engaged on your videos from start to finish. First, let's dive into the hook and why it's so crucial. So I want you to notice why this was so effective. This is a framework that provides clarity, and it's really easy to follow for your viewer. We always want to make complex information very easy to digest in our videos. Okay, technique number 3, the metaphor. This is perfect for educational content for your business. One of the best places to use metaphors in your content is to simplify complex topics to make them relatable and very easy to understand. Step number 1, break your script into key components. Step number 2, choose a metaphor that helps you explain these elements very clearly. Here's my use case example. Here we're going to talk about, title's going to be like understanding video editing like a cooking recipe. Editing is a lot like cooking. First, you have to gather your ingredients, your raw footage, your music, and your graphics. Then you have to prepare them by cutting, trimming, and organizing, just like cutting up your veggies. Finally, you combine all of it together to make an amazing meal, just like you do when you tie all these components together to make an attractive and engaging video. In this video, I'll show you how to cook up your best video yet. Now, why does this work? It's because it's using a very understandable and easily relatable concept of cooking to help beginners understand that they can organize, and just as they can cook, they can easily begin to edit a video if they'll embrace the concept. Strategy number 4, the direct question. The technique here is to ask the audience a direct question at the beginning of the video to engage them so that they are waiting to figure out the solution. This is perfect for educational content and for content related to a business. And it's actually very simple to pull off. You just ask a very thought-provoking question that grabs the attention of the viewer and creates curiosity. Okay, let's do a very specific case study example on this one. Here, the topic of the video would be, can you spot what's missing in your video? Have you ever felt like your videos are missing something, but you can't quite put your finger on it? Well, you are not alone. Today, I'm going to help you identify that missing piece. It's something small, but critical, that can help take your videos from good to great. Let's find out what it is. Why does this work? Because a direct question immediately grabs the viewer's attention. It gets them thinking for a minute as well. And when the viewer starts thinking, they start getting curious because they want to find out if you really know the answer. This type of approach is extremely effective for expert-based content. So let's say you're a doctor, a lawyer, a CPA, maybe you're a professional service business. This is perfect to use with people who are trying to get complicated answers to problems they would normally have to pay for. Strategy number 5, signposting. This technique keeps your viewers oriented throughout the entire video by reminding them what's coming and the structure of your video. Okay, so let's cover these 3 steps. Step number 1, clarify what's coming next, your setup. Number 2, explain why it matters. This creates tension. Number 3, resolve the point of tension. Provide the resolution. Let's give a case study for signposting. The title of this proposed video would be How to Boost Viewer Retention in 3 Steps. In this video, we're going to cover 3 crucial steps to keep your audience watching your videos. First, we'll talk about hooks that grabs your viewer's attention. Next, we'll dive into pacing so that your content never feels slow. Finally, I'll reveal a bonus tip about how to build anticipation throughout your video. So why does this technique work? Signposting essentially lays out the entire journey of the video for the viewer. Number 1, it keeps them engaged because they know what the payoff's going to be, and it helps them avoid getting too bored. We just covered 5 powerful storytelling techniques, and I want you to sit down now and take a look at your scripts. Take a look at your video concepts. Are you incorporating these powerful storytelling techniques in order to improve your videos? I encourage you also go do some research. Look and see what other creators in your niche are doing. You might be surprised. I've seen a lot of educators using the metaphor technique or the direct question technique. Start to implement these into your videos. You'll be shocked at not only how much longer people watch your videos, but how much better they will perform. Have you started your YouTube channel? If not, I want to encourage you to download the free resource in the description below, where I give you a quick start guide on how to start your YouTube journey to grow your business. Now, I know we've been covering different ways to improve your scripts so that you'll have longer retention on your videos. But did you know that there's specific methods that you can use to improve your hooks to grab viewers and keep them watching? Check out this next video where I break down everything you need to know to hook your viewers. See you over there.